The past week was a busy one for Yellowstone universe. First, we got the news that Taylor Sheridan was leaving Paramount permanently, which put fate of all the upcoming Yellowstone shows in a limbo. Then we heard that the Four Sixes, which is arguably the most anticipated Yellowstone show ever, is now officially canceled. Thankfully, though, we still have 1944 to hold on to, and we even have news about what to expect from it. If you didn't know, in 1944, the Yellowstone timeline jumps ahead more than 2 decades, which puts Spencer and Alexandra's son, John Dutton II, in his early 20s. And yes, that makes him the father of Kevin Costner's John Dutton. Now, all these sound amazing, but I'm not gonna lie to you, honestly, I'm still not over what happened in 1923. After everything Spencer and Alexandra survived, Alexandra dies of frostbite right after giving birth. It felt cruel, truly. And I know so many of you felt the same way. Taylor Sheridan hit us hard with that one, and part of me still hasn't forgiven him. And now, he is also leaving the Paramount behind, which makes me even angrier at him, even though I know that financially, he did the right thing. That being said, I don't know about you guys, but I still need an assurance from him that he will do his best to give us a true Dutton story with 1944. And not gonna lie, I am hopeful about it. Because, as we all know, John Dutton II grows up without his mother, and I think we can all agree that he will carry that grief at his heart his whole life, in a way that truly shapes him. And it's going to carve him into a much more complicated Dutton than the ones who came before him. Plus, we have a bunch of rumors regarding some characters making a comeback to the series. For instance, Julia Schlepfer, aka Alexandra herself, said she's open to coming back, even though Alexandra is dead. She said this at a For Your Consideration event. I know Brandon was lobbying for me to be a ghost. I'd be an Alex ghost for sure, but realistically, bringing back a dead character is a huge swing. So the rumor that makes the most sense is the return of Elizabeth, who is very much alive. She didn't die, she just left the ranch. And when we last saw her, she was pregnant with Jack's baby. That means her child is a direct Dutton descendant, which makes her return in 1944 incredibly important. Now let's talk about Spencer for a moment, because I genuinely can't picture 1944 without him. Brandon Sklenar has said he'd love to return, and honestly, it just feels right. Seeing Spencer as an older, hardened man trying to raise his son in the middle of a world war. And don't forget, 1923 deliberately mentioned that Spencer ends up with a widowed woman later in life. That detail came out of nowhere, and I don't think that was accidental at all. Which brings us to the rumor that absolutely blew my mind. People are saying that the widow Spencer eventually falls for might actually be Elizabeth. I know, it sounds wild, but think about it. If the show wanted to tie all the emotional threads together, who would make more sense than Elizabeth? She's deeply tied to the Duttons, still connected to that land, and her child is part of the legacy. According to what's been circulating, the first episode of 1944 might open with Elizabeth returning to the ranch with her son, ready to claim their inheritance. Spencer pushes back at first, of course he does, but eventually, he realizes he can't just cast aside his nephew's widow. That moment slowly becomes the start of their romance. And that's when we get another big storyline, a rivalry between John Dutton II and Elizabeth's son. 2 boys, same age, fighting to prove themselves on the Yellowstone ranch. That's classic Dutton conflict right there. And then there's the world shaping all of this. World War II. This isn't just the backdrop, it's the pulse of the entire season. John Dutton II is the perfect age to be drafted, which means we'll probably see him go to war. And while he's gone, the ranch isn't safe either, and the financial strains will challenge them beyond they have ever seen. The thing is, now that Four Sixes is canceled, all the other Yellowstone spin-off shows are also at risk, including 1944. That being said, the behind-the-scene rumors suggest that all the shows centering around the Duttons will continue to be produced as schedules, and Sheridan's main duty before leaving Paramount will be to complete all these series, meaning that he will rush the process a bit, which is a good thing when it comes to a Yellowstone show. Because Sheridan working quickly basically means that he works in the speed of a regular normal being, as he is infamous for working too slow normally. So, I know many of us were hoping for a 2025 release date, but that's just not happening. Taylor Sheridan's schedule is insanely packed right now, and 1944 is still deep in development. Everything points to production starting sometime in late 2025. This means, realistically, we're looking at a late 2026 for the premiere. So, we will get 1944 after the Madison, why Marshall's and Beth and Rip sequels are being released, which is fine with me. But let me know what you think. For more weekly updates, discussions, and analysis on Yellowstone universe, make sure to like and follow. Meanwhile, the video on the screen might also interest you.